السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله جميعا في معسكر أرشفة في نسخته الثانية، والتابع لمبادرة أرشفة واللي تهتم في أنها تكون المصدر الأول للطالب في الجانب الأكاديمي. هل سيشن اليوم في مادة ماث 102 واللي بيقدمها الدكتور شادي العمري مشكور. نفيدكم بأن الهلب سيشن مسجل وبتجدونه في قناة أرشفة لاحقا، بالإضافة إلى وجود شروحات سلسلة حلول أولد إكزام ممكن تفيدكم بشكل كبير في مواد عدة. عشان تعرفون آخر أخبارنا وبرامجنا تابعونا عبر حسابنا في تويتر @أرشفة KFUPM. نتمنى لكم معسكر مليء بالفائدة، والآن نترككم مع الدكتور شادي.
اوكي، السلام عليكم يا شباب، يعطيكم ألف عافية. It's my pleasure يعني to give you some help sessions. Maybe it will be 3-4 from here to the end of the term. These help sessions will be regarding Math 102, and inshallah يعني let me just explain to you my plan for giving this help sessions. Now I split the help sessions for the first midterm or the midterm major exam. I will split the material into two parts. The first part, you know that your exam on Sunday will be for the material from 5.1 to 7.3, right? So the first part today, we will discuss many questions, around 15 questions from 5.1 to 6.1. Okay, so I split the whole material. I think it's including 12 sections, 12 lessons. Okay, so 6 of them we will discuss it today, and 6 of them we will discuss it on Saturday after 2 days. Okay, so today we will discuss many problems from 5.1 to 6.1. Before we start, I will ask you to prepare an empty sheet, just extra note with pen, pencil, whatever, because my technique now, I will give you for each question around 4 minutes, then we will discuss it together. In that 4 minutes, you have to try to solve the question and find the correct answer. In these questions, I changed the answer from A. It can be A, B, C, D, or E. Okay? So I need you for each question. You know that in the exam, we have for each question around 5 minutes. So I will give you 4 minutes for each question, because I suppose that you study this material very well. And after this 4 minutes, I will solve the question with you. Maybe with one of you, he can participate in solving question with me. Then we will move to next question and so on. So the first, I think I prepared 14 or 15 questions for the first part. It will be comprehensive for the whole material. So I'm sure that you will face many questions similar to this one in the major exam, inshallah, on Sunday. And we can start now. Can you see my screen? I already shared my screen with you.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Good. Let me just read the first question for you, then I will give you 4 minutes, okay? The first question said that using three rectangles. So here, let me explain to you. Using 3 rectangles, that means n will be 3. And midpoint. So it is not right or left, it is midpoint. Okay. The area estimated under the graph of this function from the interval x equal 1 to x equal 7 is equal to A, B, C, D, or E. You can start now. I will give you 4 minutes, then we will discuss the question together. I suggest all of you to try to solve the question. Okay, Shabab? Yeah, let's start. You have 4 minutes now. let me give you a small hint, just here, because this is the first question and we still warming up, okay? So let me just give you a small hint here. If you want to find area in general, okay? If you want to find the area in general, the estimated area, what is the rule? Always the area will be, if it's in general with n equal infinity, it will be limit. But in general, if we have 3 rectangles, that means you will find the area using, let me write the general formula for you. Limit as n goes to infinity for mn. Why I put mn, not rn or ln? R right, m midpoint, l left, okay? And this is equal, limit as n goes to infinity for the sum of I equal 1 to n, f of x, I star, delta x. Now, you see, Shabab, here, if you want to use right endpoint, what is the rule? If you want to use the right endpoint, we write it usually xi, and xi will be a plus I delta x. If you use left endpoints, I mean the rectangles, if it's touched the curve from right or left or midpoint. You know what I mean by left, right, and midpoint, right?
Yes.
Okay.
When we take left, I think.
Yeah, from left it will be what?
We will skip the last one. Last one from
Exactly.
right, we don't take it.
The first one, yeah. So it will be xi minus 1, and it will be a plus li minus 1. Exactly. Instead of I minus 1, just. طيب, what about the midpoint?
The same, I minus half.
Exactly. That's excellent. Okay. So it will be this one. So you will use which one? You will use the third one, the midpoint. Yalla. Take just now, I think you need 2-3 minutes to solve this question. It will be very easy, and if you understand the idea. All of you try to solve it, Shabab. Yeah. You can mute your mic, please. Just mute your mic.
Okay. I have a question regarding xi.
Yes, please.
The midpoint, xi in the midpoint equation denotes to xi as in the right endpoint,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's basically the right endpoint minus half the thickness.
Minus half the thickness, yes. Or the width, not thickness, the width. Yeah, because we are not in a 3-dimension, we are 2-dimension. Okay, so yeah, the width. But this xi, you are right, yes. This is that part from right-hand side. So, firstly, خليني أبدأ في هذا السؤال step by step, then we will continue with next question. I will give you the full time, inshallah. But this one, because we just warming up, okay? Now, let me ask you something. As I said here, n is 3, right? Over the interval from 1 to 7. Can you give me what is delta x in general? Delta x, it will be the end point of the interval.
2.
Exactly. The end point of the interval minus start point over n. In this case, it will be 7 minus 1 over 3, so it will be 2. Now, let me just double check that you understand what I mean by 3 parts or 3 rectangles. The interval will start at 1, will end at 7. 3 parts or 3 partition, that means the first rectangle will be from 1 to 3, second will be from 3 to 5, and the third one will be from 5 to 7, right? So what is the midpoint of the first region? Will be at 2, right? It will be at 2. For the second one, it will be at 4. So, and the third one, it will be at 6. So if you evaluate these points, it will be 2, 4, 6. So these are the midpoints. So what I mean here is x1 star will be 2. x2 star will be 3. That will be 4. And so on, the third one, right? xi or x3 star will be 6. So in general, if you want to find the estimated area using 3 rectangles, it will be A equal the sum of from I equal 1 to n. What is n? 3.
It's 3.
Exactly. It is finite number of partition or finite number of Riemann rectangles. We call it Riemann rectangles, okay? Of f of x I star, and here I star it will be x1, x2, x3 star, times delta x. Delta x is what? As we evaluate, it will be 2. And this is equal, let me take 2 outside because this sum will be for I. And we have f of x1, so f of x1 star, it will be f of 2, plus f of 4, plus f of 6, right? And this one here will be what? Will be 2 times f of 2, each one of this, you substitute it here in the function. It will be 2 minus half. 2 minus half. Plus f of 4 will be 4 minus 2 minus 1 over 4. 2 minus 1 over 4. And the last one will be 2 minus 1 over 6. Is that clear? So this will give you 2 times 2 plus 2 plus 2, it will be 6. Times 2, it will be 12. Okay. Minus 1 over 4 minus this one, it will be minus 1. Because I will multiply 2 by each one of them. Huh? Minus half times minus 1 over 3. This one will be 11 minus 5 over 6. And it will be, you can make it with the same denominator. So it will be 66 minus 5. It will be 61 over 6. 61 over 6. I think the answer here is A. The answer here is A. Is that clear? First question, is it clear, Shabab?
Clear. Yes, it's clear.
I think it should be easy.
clear.
So this is traditional question, Shabab. Always we ask about, always in our major exams, we ask about similar question. For sure, you will face something similar. Maybe it will be right, left, or midpoint. So, but for sure, you will face something similar. طبعا شباب, at the end of this session, I will send the file with complete details solution to Abdullah, and Abdullah will send it to you. Also, I will put it here in the team, in this team. So I will not close this team. I will let it open for you because you can find the notes solved completely, and you can find the recording video. Also, Abdullah will upload it to you using YouTube or whatever. He will send it to you again also, inshallah. That is good. So you will find all of these sources. You don't need to write anything. Just understand every word I said, okay? For second question now, I will give you 4 minutes. I need you to find the value of this Riemann limit, okay? The limit of this Riemann sum. This is Riemann sum. So you need to think about this one. How to rewrite it as integral or whatever. Just find the answer of this question. You have 4 minutes starting now. Do you know what is the idea here? Do you need me to give you a small hint? Just try to write it in this form. Just try to write it of this form. Limit.
By the it's equal, it's I.
Exactly. Just try to write it in this form. From I equal 1 to n, f of xi or xi star, or xi can be left, right, or mid, time delta x. Just try to write it in this form. If you write it in this form, you will know what is delta x. So you will be able to find a and b. Then you will be able to write it as integral, because you know that Riemann sum is the definite integral. Huh? And then you can evaluate that integral to find the value. So go ahead. Yeah. So the idea is just to try to write it on this form.
Doctor, the answer should be A.
No, no,
Or
no. It
maybe-
shouldn't be A. No, no, no. It can be anything. A, B, C, D, or E.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me see just if there is some student ask for attending the. No, there is no pending requests. Okay, good. And we have 137 member. Good. Let me try to find how we put polling for you to try to choose the answer using some polling. Yeah. Let me try to find it now. Okay. Here in the general conversation. Just wait شباب لأنه if you send the answer on the chat it will be very long. So let me, can you see in general page, can you see the voting? You have voting there. In the general page, not inside the meeting, the general page. On the, good. You can submit your vote there. So after 1 minute, I will close the voting. Just we try, because it's the first time I choose this technique. So we will see that. I hope after I view all results, you can see the statistic for this one. Okay, you have 1 minute to done with this question.
Doctor, where is the vote?
Just go to the general page, not inside meeting, on the general page of meeting, of the team, I mean. You will see some link called polling, okay? With title question number 2. For each question, I will put this one for you. Okay, let me, we just try this one. Let me view all result and stop voting, okay. Okay, you can see the result, right? Can you see the result? There are 45 students submit the answer E. 2 students submit A. Can you see the results or not?
You mean on your screen?
Yes.
No, doctor.
No,
No,
we cannot see we cannot see it.
Okay. You cannot see it.
Because you're sharing the OneNote window, you're not sharing your whole screen.
I know, but it's supposed that okay, I will adjust the setting just to try to let you also see your friend's answer. But already around 45 students, almost all of you choose the correct answer. The answer is E. So let's solve the question together, yeah? Let's solve the question together. Okay. So in this question, Shabab, in this question, how to write it in the standard form? You can take 6 outside, right? But if I take 6 outside, so the question will be limit as n goes to infinity from the sum from I equal 1 to n. Okay. Now note that, and it will be 1 over n times 1 plus I over n power 4. So no need for 6, I just put it outside. If you want to compare this one with this form, xi will be what? What you choose A, the start point. You can choose it to be 1, to be this one, right? Yes, you can choose it to be 1. So A can be 1. If A equal 1, then you know what xi equal, xi star or xi equal A plus I delta x.
1 plus I over n.
Yeah, delta x is 1 over n. So if delta x equal 1 over n, which is b minus a over n, yani, this is xi, right? This is xi. So xi here will be 1 plus I times 1 over n. Since a equal 1, and as you know, delta x will be b minus a over n, that means, compare it with this one, that means because a equal 1, and delta x is 1 over n, b equal 2, exactly. Because here a is 1, and this equal 1 over n, so it's clear that b minus 1 equal 1. So what is the value of b? You just take this one to the right hand side, so b will be 2. So from here you know the interval ab is equal 1 and 2. Good. And what is the function? What you suggest? What is the function? It's clear that here the function is x to the power 4, 1 over x to the power 4, right?
Yes.
So this one will be 6 multiplied by the integral from 1 to 2 of 1 over x power 4 dx. Because you know that the Riemann sum, you can change it to be finite integral. So definite integral, I mean. So this one will be 6 times, what is the integral of 1x to the power 4? It will be, as you know, x power minus 3 over minus 3. So you substitute from 1 to 2. And this is equal minus 2 multiplied by 1 over 8 minus 1 over 1. I just substitute directly because you are expert in these things. Huh? So it will be, just a minute. Okay, it will be minus 2 multiplied by 1 over 8 minus 1 over minus 1. It will be minus 7 over 8. So the answer will be what? Will be 7 over 4.
Doctor,
Yes.
what about then if outside the bracket doesn't fit?
Yeah, this one is 1 over n. Delta x, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know delta x from this one. Yeah, from where I put this one?
No, I just found it by زي ما بعد ما حددت اللي هو ال XI جبت X.
Yeah, but this is determined x delta x. See here? So delta x will be this one, right? I use it here.
Okay, clear.
Is it clear, Shabab, all of you?
Doctor?
Yes.
How can I determine if there is an A or no? How do you find that?
Good question, because in general there is no unique solution. Maybe you can find more than one solution. Some of the students maybe can choose A to be 0, and the function will be 1 over 1 plus x power 4, right? You can choose A to be 0 and B equal 1. At the end you will get the same solution, don't worry. So there is no unique solution. Maybe you can find more than one solution.
تقدر تحل على السريع أستاذ بنفس الشيء 1 plus x.
Same thing. It will be from 0 to 1, 6 outside of 1 over 1 plus x power 4. But this one more difficult because maybe when you want to integrate this one, maybe you can choose it one to be x square, tan inverse, and something like that. Maybe you will go to the more difficult technique. So you can't write it. Just matter of interchange A and B.
We can u equal to 1 plus x to the power.
Yeah. You can also. You can. But at the end,
do we need to take 6 outside, or can we take 6 and make b equal to 7? Because I tried this method and it gave me a wrong answer.
It give you the same answer?
No, a wrong answer. When I didn't take 6 out. I presumed A is 1 and B is 7.
No.
Yes, because the difference between A and B is not the same in I over N.
I over n, the difference is 1. But if you take 7...
Okay. Yeah, you mean if you choose 7, it will be delta x will be wrong, right? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you understand what your friend said?
Yes, yes. Because I over n will not be true anymore.
Exactly. So it's better. So let me give you my suggestion. It's better to take any constant outside than think about the question, because this sum is worry about what? This sum is counting for I. So any constant you can take it outside. You know that even this one here. Can I take 1 over n outside? Even this one you can take it outside because this sum for I. So you are just take care about any term containing I. Even this one, you can deal with it as constant and you can take it outside. So you can take
I cannot take it outside of the limit, only outside of the sigma.
Yeah, I said outside the sum. Outside 1 over n can be here, but you cannot take it outside the limit because the limit deal with n. But 6 you can take it outside the sum and outside the limit because 6 is just constant. Because of that I write 6 here. But if I want to take n outside, I can write it here just 1 over n. I think this is clear, Shabab, huh?
Yeah, it's clear, Doctor.
It's clear, Doctor.
Good. Now let's move to third question.
Doctor, can we just go back quickly to question number 1? What was the answer? Was it A?
Yeah, A. 61 over 6.
Thank you.
But don't worry, I will send you the full details. I will put it here in the team. Don't worry. See this one, Shabab, and think about the answer. Yalla, go ahead. This limit, okay, this limit can be interpreted as what? Is it A, B, C, D, or A? Area under the graph of the function y equal x from 2 to 4, or B, or C, or D, or E? I will prepare the polling for you, and you have 4 minutes now to solve the question. Yalla, go ahead. Okay, how to... Can you see now the result in the poly, the first one? I think you see the result now. 61 completion. Okay, closed.
No, we can't.
You cannot, even if you
yes,
don't.
I can see it. I can see the results.
We can click on view all results.
Yeah, just press on view all results. You will see the answer of you and your friends. Okay. So you can see the statistic now. Good. So I have just to close the polling after we done. So I will initiate a new one for question number 3, and you just solve question number 3. Let me start the new polling here. Okay. Yes, Saleh. Sure, I will post the file on the team. Sure. Okay, I think the bullying tool is not free. He just give us a trail, just one trail. After that, we have to pay something. So I will try for next term help session to get an access to this one from the university. So I will try to get it for free or to get some solution. So it's not free, unfortunately. The bullying tools. Okay, let's read the question. And when I ask you, you can write the answer in the chat. We are on question 3. There are many answers. I think some of the students choose it to be D, E, D, D, B, C. So there are different answers, huh? There are different answers. Okay, this one should be easy. Let us solve it together. I need one of you to solve it with me. So let me choose Khalid Fahad. Khalid.
Yes, doctor.
What do you think, Khalid? How you solve it, Khalid?
Probably make it an integral so that we know the طبيعة الفانكشن.
Yeah, but how you make it as integral? How you choose A and B? You need to simplify it first. You need to write it as you know in the form of limit sum of 1 over n or delta x f of xi. So what is the function?
يعني في الquestion اللي فوق كان الفورم واضح يعني كان I over n. هنا it's I.
So what is the definite integral? Okay, let me يعني take the definite integral. What is the definite integral you choose it?
ما haven't chosen. I have just يعني خمنت الإجابة بحكم إنه it's 1 over I plus n, so I said it's 1 over x. Then I've seen the the answers, most of them يعني.
Why you don't choose B? It is also 1 over x.
Yeah, but the limits are from 0 to 3, and most of the limits here are from 2 to 4, and they try to trick us. So I don't.
So you just guess. You just guess.
Yes.
No, this is wrong. You cannot solve the questions in the exam like that. Just if you don't know the answer, you can guess. But here in help session, we cannot use this technique because we are not in the exam. We are preparing for the exam. So let me ask another student here, Abdurrahman Abdullah. Why you choose E, Abdurrahman?
Yes, doctor.
Right. Why you choose E? Did you guess it?
Can I stop it, Dr. Sahdi?
Yes, go ahead. Yalla.
Okay, first we have to divide everything by n, the denominator and the
good. Take n common factor. Yeah. Okay.
حلها لك.
Okay, mute your mic. Just the student who talked to me, just open your mic, and the other student just mute your mic. This is limit as n goes to infinity. You take 1 over n as common factor, so it will be sum from I equal 1 to n. Now, if you take 1 over n out, it will be 1 over here. This is your idea, right?
Yes, and I take A to be 1 and B to be 2.
Allah.
Yes, I will show you at the end why I take this.
Good, ya Ahmed. Now, what is ya Ahmed here? Let me. This one look like what, ya Ahmed? Look like in the interval 0, 1. Well, function is 1 over 1 plus x, for example, right?
Yes.
But there's a problem.
No, I take A to be 1 and B to be 2.
Yeah, but this is true also. But the problem, this one I choose it is not in the answers. صحيح يا أحمد? This is not in the answers.
When I got the final answer, it will be ln 2, and E, it's from integral 2 to 4, but you can take 4 to be 2 power 2 and take it outside.
Ahmed, just understand what I'm saying. If I say that the function is 1 over x plus 1, 1 over 1 plus x, and the interval 0, 1, is that correct or not? It is correct. No. It is correct, but it is not in the choice.
Correct.
Yeah, it is correct. But المشكلة إنها ما هي not in the answers, not in the choices here. No choice like this one, but it is correct. So I have to play with the function. How to play with the function? See that almost all of the functions start with 2. So let me try to multiply by 2 and divide by 2. شوفوا هنا يعني السمول trick اللي حلعبه. I will take limit as n goes to infinity for 2 over n. I multiply by 2, right? So I will take the sum from I equal 1 to n. Now I divide by 2. So down here, I will multiply 2 with this one. So I multiply by 2, divide by 2. So it will be 2 plus 2i over n. Now in this form, what is the function? You can see that in A, you can consider it to be 2. Type. If you think about this one as delta x will be 2 plus 2i. So B here will be 4. And the function can be f of x equal 1 over x. Because delta x equal 2 over n, right? And the start point is 2. Why I take the start point, take 2 again? Why I don't choose it from 1 to 2? Because there is no interval 1 to 2. So there is interval from 2 to 4. If I make the interval 2 to 4, delta x will be 2 over n, good, and the function equal 1 over x, this one. Now, the correct answer is E. I hope this is clear, Shabab. So
Doctor, I didn't understand how we reached to the second line.
Just multiply by 2 up and down. This is the small trick. Yani, you solve it. You can solve it as interval from 1 to 2, from 1 to 3, for example. It's correct. But he choose from 1 to 3 to be ln x. The function is not ln x. The function 1 over x or 1 over 1 plus x. Yani, because the answers here, ya shabab, is not unique. So you need to think about what you have in the choices. Most probably it will be 1 over x. We agree about this one. So I can think about the choices B and E. But the problem is that here A is 0. So this number should be 0. And the end point, I can consider it 1 over x and A equals 0. But the end point cannot be 3 because delta x will not be 2 over n. It will be 3 over n. But this one here, 2 to 4, it will work. Evaluate delta x here for this one. What is delta x? 2 over n. xi, what is xi? It will be 2 plus what? 2i over n. I already have it here. خلاص. So the idea, just multiply by 2 up and down. The first answer for Ahmed, it will work. And the function f of x equal 1 over 1 plus x from 0 to 1 also will work. But it is not in the choices. It is not in the choices. This is the problem. I think it should be clear now, right?
Yes, one question, please.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it logically true if I choose the interval from 1 to 2, then I multiply the interval by 2?
Yeah, what you mean by multiply the interval by 2? That means you multiply the whole function by 2. If you multiply 2 from your side, you have to divide by 2. Yeah, I cannot just add 2. I multiply by 2, divide by 2. To make it mathematically true, يعني. You get my point, right? You multiply by 2, you divide by 2. عشان تضبط معك. Excellent يا شباب. Now, question number 4. يلا, take 4 minutes. This is nice one, but if you put it in the standard form, it will be very easy. Think about this one, how to write it as Riemann sum. يلا, go ahead. 2-3 minutes. Also, Shabab, I write quiz for you. Abdullah will send it to you, inshallah, using some link. I prepare 4 questions as quiz for you. It's without any points. Yani, you can try it by yourself. Don't try to let anybody help you in that quiz. And I will send you also the full details. When I send the solution, I will send the solution for everything, including the quiz questions. So you may find the answer of the quiz question within that file. So it's supposed that يا شباب إنه after we done with this help session or with this class, you will be يعني if you understand everything, then you will be prepared for the first part of this material. Saturday, I will prepare you for the second material, and I'm sure that you will face many questions in the exam using the same ideas, having the same ideas, same techniques. I'm sure about that. So just study very well and understand everything, and inshallah you will be in safe side. So there are many students, as I said in the chat, choosing the answer A, and I think you are right. So let me, طبعا I hope you didn't guess it يعني, huh? Let me choose إلياس المبارك.
Yes, Doctor.
يلا إلياس, how you solve it?
First I took I transform it to remain sum.
Okay, how you transform it to remain sum?
Delta x first, delta x is 1 over n.
Oh, okay, I will put it outside. Now let me start with remand sum. It will be from I equal 1 to n of what?
Of the square root of
1 minus yes
1 minus n square.
No, I square. Okay, شباب, the index here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is blah 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 blah, this is n. You see that إنه down يعني firstly inside the root always I have 1 minus number over n square. So you see that n square, it's always constant here, right? So it's clear that I will have 1 minus fraction and here n square. The indexes here represent I. So when I equal 1, this one 1. When I equal 2, this is 4. 3, this is 9. n square. So what is the rule? It will be I square. The index square. Is that clear?
Clear.
Yeah, it should be clear now. And this one here, shabab, it will be what? It will be, I can rewrite it just to be in the standard form like this. Yani just to let everything clear for you, just to see the question, it will be root of 1 minus I over n all square. And this is clear. I will choose the interval to be from 0 to 1 because delta x is 1 over n, so I can choose it from 0 to 1. And the function, should I choose it root of x square or 1 plus x square? 1 minus x square. 1 minus x square, exactly, because you choose a to be 0, so it will be 0 plus xi, or f of xi. So the function will be 1 minus x square, exactly. Now, the nice thing here, how to think about the integral of this one. Should I think about, some of the students who see this function of secant inverse or sine and cosine equals. No, this is quarter of circle. Just think about this one as area. How we think about this one as area, you know that if I suppose the function, this function, how you graph it, if you square both sides, it will be 1 minus x square, and this is x square plus y square equal 1. Now, when you graph it, this is circle. This is circle. In this circle, you know that I consider the positive root, and the positive root will be the upper semicircle, will be this one. Now, note that the interval here from 0 to 1. So from 0 to 1, it is just from here to here. It is quarter of circle. It is quarter of circle, right? So my graph will be something like this. From number like this one. Ilyas, what is the area of any circle?
1/4 pi r square.
Pi r square. What is r? Is the radius. What is the radius here? The radius is 1 because this is unit circle, right? This is unit circle. So r will be 1. Now, this is quarter of circle. So pi r square over 4. And this is equal what? R is 1. R square is 1. So it will be pi over 4. And we done. The answer is A.
What if we use substitution in the integral?
No problem, no problem. You will find the same answer, but you will spend another 5 minutes just on trigonometric substitution. You need to think about this one as trigonometric substitution, right?
No, I mean normal substitution. If we made 1 minus x to be u, for example, and multiplied by minus 1 over 2.
So its derivative will be minus 2x. Do you have it outside?
Yes, I have -1/2. Oh.
You
Yes,
don't have
there
the
will still
derivative
be an
outside,
x.
so the normal substitution will not work. The trigonometric substitution will work. The normal substitution will not work because, ya صديقي, if I suppose that u equal 1 - x squared, du will be -2x dx. And I don't have this derivative outside, so the normal substitution will not work. You need trigonometric substitution. And if you use trigonometric substitution, it will be correct, but you will spend at least another 5 minutes. So you can't solve it just like that, يعني, if you understand the idea. Just think about the integral to be area. Yes, يا خالد.
الاي معليش من وين جبناها؟ انا فاهم كل شيء الا الاي.
الاي اللي هي الاندكس. I need to think about all of these as يعني to write it in rule. I the index. If I equal 1, this one 1 square. I here is the number of the terms, the first term, second term, third term. Okay. Yeah, because you switch here I from 1 to n. So I need to just write all of this sum as Riemann sum. يعني try to find this the sum of all these terms as just Riemann sum on this form. So I just try to find the rule. Is it clear حبايبي؟
ما فهمت يا استاذ برضه حقت الاي.
ما فهمت حقت الاي يا ابو زيد؟ ليش يا احمد؟ Here يا احمد. This is first term, second term, third term, and between each terms we have sum. We have sum. Which part of this term change? It is 1, 2, 3. So the first term, you can write it as 1 plus all of these are fixed, right? The changing just here. I need to think here what I have. In the missing circle here, what I have. I have, you can, if I choose it I represent the index, first, second, third term. So I here will be the rule I square. If I equal 2, it will be 2 square, right? This one can be written as n square, that one. 3 square, 9, and so on. So if I put instead of each term I, the rule will be this one. Is it clear يا أحمد or not?
دكتور مو أنا، واحد ثاني اسمه أسامة أعتقد.
Yeah, أسامة. الشباب in general يعني يعني let you think it about this one. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus blah 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 n square. This is sum of I square صح؟ From I equal 1 to n.
هو جاب لك في الترم الأخير n square.
Yeah, who already give you the idea. Yeah, he give you the rule. Yeah, so it's easy. يعني. Just think to change it to Riemann sum. After you change it to Riemann sum, you will be able to write it as integral. The idea here is use the idea of area to find this solution or this Riemann sum. Now, here in this question, Shabab, I need you to find the tangent line equation of this curve. How to find the tangent line equation at x coordinate equal √3. So you need to find x and y the point, then find the tangent line equation. طبعا this is very important idea لأنها this is you will solve it using the fundamental theorem of calculus.
Doctor, give us time to solve it.
Sorry?
Yes, most of us have
Can
forgotten.
you give time to solve it?
Yeah, I will give you time, yes. But I just told you that this one for fundamental theorem of calculus. Fundamental theorem of calculus يا شباب اللي هي in Arabic النظرية الأساسية في التفاضل والتكامل of calculus. It is very important because it gives you the relation between a derivative and integration. Because of that, it's very important. Yeah, go ahead.
Could you please remind us, Doctor, for the general rule? I remember that you substitute, then you derive or something.
Okay, Khalid. The fundamental theorem of calculus, يا شباب, will give you what? Fundamental theorem of calculus say that if you want to find derivative of function, and that function is integral. يعني suppose that y is integral from two function f of x to g of x. For function h of t dt, for example. Okay? The fundamental theorem of calculus, FCT, fundamental theorem of calculus, or FTC, fundamental theorem of calculus. Fundamental theorem of calculus. FCT هاي ولا FTC ولا whatever give you that if you want to derive this one dy over dt you can find it using the following over dx, sorry. The fundamental theorem of calculus said that the derivative of the integral will give you the substitution of the upper bound instead of the variable. So it will be what? It will be h of, instead of t, but g of x multiplied by derivative of the term minus substitution of lower bound times its derivative. This is the fundamental theorem of calculus. This is how we find the derivative of integral. So using this idea, I need you to find the tangent line of this curve at the point x equal √3. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Doctor, sorry to interrupt you, but I want to know, can we determine the y coordinate?
Sure. And this is part of the question. How to find the y coordinate? Just substitute x equal √3 in the integral. It will be integral from √3 to √3, which is 0. I will solve it for you. Just think about it. I will solve it now. Excellent. There are many students solve it, like Omar, Osama, Abdullah, Ali. Good question. Ali Abu Zaid. Good question. Good students. You solve it quickly. Good question. Now, شباب, be sure that many of the questions in the exam will be in C level. خلينا نحكي. Okay. I'm sure that many of the question is C level. Just you need to understand the idea good and you study very well. Then you will solve it as piece of cake. It will be easy, inshallah. Just prepare yourself very well. Let me double check. Maybe there is some pending requests. Yeah, there are. Okay, accept all. Good. Now they can join the meeting. Excellent. I think I put somewhere the fundamental theorem of calculus for you. Okay, so let me choose علي يحيى الشريف. يلا يا علي.
استخدمت القانون بأن عوض أولا جذوة 3 بتروح عشان الدرجة حقها بيكون 0.
So let me erase this one. We don't need it because I remind you about this one. And now let us solve it. How you choose the point? I mean, you have x equal √3. How to find the y coordinate?
You just integrate it.
Just substitute here.
Yes.
Now, at x equal √3, y at √3 will be what? Will be substituting instead of x the value of x, which is √3. So it will be the integral from √3 to √3. For anything, it will be 0. Because you know that the rule is about integral from a to a, it will be 0, right? So the y will be 0. So here we have point √3 and 0. Good. Now how to find tangent line? Do you know? Can you remember the rule? What is the tangent line equation?
It's the derivative at that point equal to 0.
1/2 √x.
Tangent line equation is y minus y node equals slope times x minus x node يا شباب. طبعا x node y node is the point. y node is 0, x node is √3. I just have problem how to find the slope. How you find the slope يا مين اللي سألناه؟ علي يحيى.
علي. I use first of all I do the derivative of the x squared to 3 without substituting.
Can you tell me what is the slope in general?
The final solution?
It is the derivative at the point.
Yeah.
This is the slope, right?
Yes.
So how to find derivative here? Yalla, this is integral. The function is integral. How to find derivative of integral? You will use fundamental theorem of calculus.
Yes.
How is that?
I will take the out to t for the first one. I'll take the t out and put the square root of 3, and then times the derivative of square root of 3.
What is
minus,
the derivative? What is the derivative of root 3?
0.
0. So if you have one of the terms, Shabab, if you have one of the terms, the lower bound or the lower bound, the lower or the upper limit, if one of them is constant, its derivative will be 0. So the first one is 0 minus the second one. Yalla, you substitute?
Yes, it'll be 1 plus x squared.
Times the derivative of x. What is the derivative of x?
Just 2x.
Derivative of x. Derivative of the term, not of the function. 1.
Which is,
times 1.
The term is going to be 1, yes.
Yes, you multiply by derivative of the term. So the derivative will be minus root of 1 plus x squared. You substitute now root 3. So you will get minus root of 1 plus root 3 squared, which is equal what?
Minus 2.
Exactly. So the slope is minus 2. Now, what is the function? The tangent line equation. The tangent line equation, ya shabab, will be y equal minus 2 times x minus root 3. If you open brackets and simplify it, it will be minus 2x plus 2 root 3. And that's how the answer is A. Yes, you are right. All of that, is it clear, Shabab, for all of you?
Doctor, this question actually, I didn't understand. How did you start by splitting the
the point.
upper limit and the lower limit?
Again, what's your question again?
I didn't understand. How did you start solving this question? How did you separate the upper limit and the lower limit to become?
Okay. Again, let me give you in general this function. Integral from x squared to sine x for the function, let me call it cosine of t dt. Okay? This is in general example. Okay? And suppose that I ask you to find derivative of this function. This function is integral, and you need to find derivative of integral. And this is where exactly the fundamental theorem of calculus will work. To find derivative of integral, شوف الرule. The rule say that you take the upper bound, you substitute it instead of t, so it will be cosine of sine x. You multiply it after you substitute it. You multiply by derivative of this term. What is the upper term? Sine. What is the derivative of sine?
Cosine.
After you do this one for the upper limit, you subtract the same thing for lower limit. Yalla. It will be cosine, the substitution of lower limit instead of t, multiplied by derivative of lower limit اللي هي 2x.
2x.
خلاص. This is the fundamental theorem of calculus.
Chain rule.
Exactly. This is look like chain rule. You substitute upper bound times its derivative minus the lower bound times its derivative. Is that clear?
Yes, Doctor. May I go back, but just take a picture of the solution?
No need. I will send the full solution for you. No need. كل هذه الديتيلز حرسلها لك. ححطها لك في الجروب هنا.
Okay, Doctor.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the red line.
Yes.
How come it's 0? 0 minus.
Yeah, because the upper bound is constant, صح?
Yeah, if I take the derivative at 0, yeah. But why I put? Okay, why I put? How come it's minus 2?
Because you substitute the upper bound, its derivative is 0. Then you substitute minus substitution of lower bound اللي هو x, so it is root of 1 plus x squared times derivative of x, which is 1. Then you substitute it what is the derivative? What is the slope? It is the derivative at x equal root 3 اللي أعطاك إياه في السؤال, which is given in the question, right? So I substitute root 3. Just substitute x equal 3.
I got confused because I see it twice. Okay.
Good. Is it clear now, Saud?
Yeah, it's clear.
Another question on fundamental theorem of calculus, because it's very important, is question number 6. Anyone have a question on the first one?
Yes,
Muhammad, you have something?
just one simple question. How did you get the point 0? You said the y equals 0.
Okay, I substitute instead of x root 3. So the integral becomes integral from root 3 to root 3. What is the integral from a to the same point a?
Oh, okay. So you substitute the x coordinate in the integral. Okay.
Yeah, and the function. The function is integral, so what? Yeah.
All right, thank you.
See here, Shabab. See here. This is fundamental theorem of calculus again. This is again fundamental theorem of calculus. FTC. Fundamental theorem of calculus. I give you f of x and if capital of x. لاحظ letters is very important. If capital of x equal this, if small of t equal this, I ask you to find if capital second derivative of f capital at the point 2. Yalla, start step by step solving this question. I will give you just 3 minutes. It will be enough. Yeah.
Dr. Shadi?
Yes.
Can you, after solving this answer, solve the same answer but adding 2 before f of t in the first derivative of capital F? Like, so it's become the integral.
f of 2t هنا, f of 2t, like this?
No. Yes, f of 2t, right.
Okay, I can solve it for you. It's just the same. You substitute instead of tx, just I will solve it for you. Don't worry. I will show you the difference. Don't worry. Did you get good grade in math 101, ya Ahmed?
Alhamdulillah.
Because you were an excellent student. When I give you 01 or 02, you take with me?
Both.
Both. Okay. You were an excellent student. I think you get A plus with me.
Yes.
Good. Okay. I think it's enough, Shabab. Who want to solve with me? Let me choose Usama Mutlaq. Usama Mutlaq al-Mutlaq. Hello, Usama.
Yes. Here in this question, I used the fundamental theorem of calculus.
Okay. I need second derivative of t. Firstly, you find f prime of 2. How to find it? Or f prime in general. F prime of x. Yeah, how to find it?
F of t or f of x?
F of x in general, here, that one.
I will just substitute x by t.
Yeah, you will use the fundamental theorem of calculus on this one here. So it will be substitution of x here. So it will be f of x times what, ya Osama?
Times the derivative of x.
And what is the derivative of x?
1.
Is 1. Okay. Minus what?
0, because we will take the derivative of x.
Good. Excellent, Osama. Minus 0 because the lower bound is constant and the derivative of constant will be 0. So the first derivative is just f small of x. Right? What is the function f small? It is this one. So to find the second derivative, see here, second derivative for x, it will be the first derivative of x here, because second derivative, f prime is f small. Second derivative, that means you derive this one. So second derivative of f capital will be the first derivative of f small. What is the derivative of f small? F small equal this function. Again, ya Osama, you will use fundamental theorem of calculus another time. How to use it here, ya Osama?
Just substitute the t square by u.
So it will be 1 plus t square power 4 t8.
To the power of 8.
And here over t square. And instead of you, just put t square.
Yeah, and multiply by the derivative of t square.
Which
will
is?
be 2t.
2t, exactly. You multiply it by 2t. Minus, do I need minus 0 طبعا, of
No,
course.
no, because it's constant.
Exactly. I don't need to subtract anything because lower bound is 0, is 1, and its derivative will be 0. So the second derivative will be this one. 2, طبعا t with t simplified, so you can put it on this form. 1 plus t power 8 over t. Now you need second derivative at the point 2. So you put instead of t, 2. So it will be 2 root of 1 plus 2 power 8 over 2. Over 2. 2 with 2 simplified. So from here you see that in the second derivative at 2 will be root of 2 power 8 equal what, Ishbab? 256, right? Plus 1, 257.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is A. It is A. Is it clear, Shabab? Now, let me go back to Ahmed. Ahmed, you want this one to be in this form. 1 to x f of 2t. It will not make any difference because you put instead of t x. So the derivative will be f of 2x times derivative of x, which is 1. So just keep it as it is.
هنا الانسر بيطلع يعني لما تجيب الديريفيتيف حقها مرة ثانية.
It will not make any difference. خلاص, it will be the same. You mean the function here, it will be 2x for the f small.
Yes.
Yeah, you can substitute instead of t, 2t. The term will be difference here. يعني the difference will affect in the term. يعني if f of t equal this, what do you think f of 2t? It will be integral from 1 to 2t square. يعني but instead of t to t. Then follow the fundamental theorem of calculus. Did you get it, Ahmed?
Yes.
Thank you. Good. Question 7. Question 7. There is an important idea about question number 7. Let me just give you a small hint, then we will solve it together, okay? There is something very important. I will give you the hint, and then I will solve this question directly because it's easy when I give you the hint. The hint said the following. If you have integral from minus a to a for even function, it will be what? It will be 2 times the integral from 0 to a of that function. Or it's equal to 2 times the integral from minus a to 0 for the same function. Is that clear? But if you have the integral, from minus a to a for odd function, what is the answer? It will be 0. Do you know why? Because the odd function will be symmetry about origin, and that area up will cancel the area down. So if you take the integral from minus a to a, these two will cancel each other. So using this idea, let us solve this function. Let's solve this integral.
So this integral can be used. It's 5.5 less than 5.5.
Yeah, this is 5.5 exactly.
Okay.
Yes, this is on 5.5. Now this integral here, Shabab, I will split it, and this is the idea. This integral here, the integral, let me change the color. Okay, so it will be integral from minus 1 to 1 for 1 plus sine x over 1 plus x squared dx. This can be written as integral from minus 1 to 1 of 1 over 1 plus x squared dx plus integral from minus 1 to 1 of sine x over 1 plus x squared dx. Now, 1 plus x squared is even and sine is odd, so this function here is odd, right? integral from -1 to 1 for odd function, this one here will be 0.
Yes, 0.
Yeah, so I left with what? I left with the integral of the first part. What is the integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared?
Tan inverse.
Tan inverse.
Exactly. This is tan inverse يا شباب. This is tan inverse of x from -1 to 1. What is tan inverse of 1?
Pi over 4.
What is tan inverse of -1? تحضيرية math 00102 minus pi over 4, and this will be pi over 2. The answer will be pi over 2. So the answer is D. Is that clear?
Doctor, isn't it odd?
Is it what?
Isn't it odd? So 0?
Yeah, the second one is odd. The first one is not odd. It is even.
Okay.
Doctor, the second one, the x squared at the bottom, do we just not pay attention to it, or?
1 plus x squared is even, and when you have odd, اللي هي sign is odd. Over 1 plus x squared, this is even. Odd over even is odd. The total is odd.
Oh, طيب. Sorry, I didn't understand why we cancelled sin x over 1 plus x squared.
Because it's odd using this rule. Why I give you this hint? If you have integral from -a to a for odd function, it will be 0. Because
okay, so,
if you yeah.
So the trick isn't in evaluating this integral. It's because
I couldn't understand your question.
If you graph the sign, you will notice.
You need that. You need the reason why it's equal 0 for odd function.
No. I mean the idea of this question isn't for evaluating the sin x over 1 plus x squared to find. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I just spent time evaluating this integral.
No. Yeah. Sometimes you have to think, Shabab. When you face any question in the exam, think about it first 2, 3, 4 times, then start solving. Don't start solving directly, because maybe you will think about the difficult way, then you will face a very simple question. So don't start solving directly. Just think for 3-4 minutes for the question. It will save more. You will save more time if you think about it.
Yes. So if you saw a limit which is -a to a, you just start thinking about even and odd.
Exactly. Maybe you will start with the function and try to think how to integrate this function. At the end, you will note that it is it's from -1 to 1, so I have to think about odd even. So read the question carefully, Shabab. Even if the function is just integral, look for the term, upper lower term, look for everything. It's very important. It's very important. Okay, also I will solve this question. Now we have if capital of x equal this. It's integral from 1 to x for sine t over t, such that x is positive. X is, for sure, it should be positive because from 1 to x, and x should be greater than 1, so it's positive. Okay. What is the value of the integral from 1 to 5 of sine 2t over t dt? What do you think, Shabab?
Use substitution.
Okay, I will use substitution. So I will let u equal 2t. And as you know, derivative will be 2 dt. Okay, derivative will be 2 dt. Because I don't have 2 with dt, so I will solve it for dt will be half du. If I go back to the question will be, now, if the t equal 1, that means u will be what? 2 times 1, 2. If t equal 5, u will be what? 5 times 2, it is 10. So it will be the integral from 2 to 10. I think it's clear how to change the boundary, right? Of sine
yes.
over u du. But don't forget that in du equal what? dt, this dt equal half du. So there is half outside. If you forget it, you will solve this question wrong way. So don't forget the half. It's come from here.
Doctor, t is equal to u over 2, right?
T equal what?
U over 2.
In the denominator.
In the denominator.
Oh, yes, sorry. So t here, yes, it's equal u over 2. So 2 becomes up.
2 will cancel each other out.
Yeah, so 2 will simplify
If we
with 2. So the
consider-
question becomes 2 to 10 of sine u over u. Your friend is totally correct, because u t equal what? Equal u over 2. Exactly. Thank you. طيب, how to find this one using this given? Now I will split it. شوفوا here يا شباب. If you, the original one is from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. The original this integral starts at 1. يعني the minimum point is 1 and the maximum point is 10. Okay? So if I split the interval from 1 to 10 and I put 2 here, the integral from 2 to 10 equal what? Always try to graph it like this one, small diagram كده عشان ايش? To understand that إنه integral from 2 to 10 will be the integral from 1 to 10 minus the integral from
1 to 2.
1 to 2. يعني this distance here equal that one minus this one. Is that clear? The integral from 2 to 10, let me highlight it like this. This is 2 to 10. Here, this one. It is equal the whole distance is this one minus this one here. Is that clear?
Yes.
It's clear, Doctor.
طبعا don't forget that the function for all of them will be sine u over u or sine t over t or whatever. Now the integral from 1 to x of sine t dt, it is f of x, right? So if I put an integral from 1 to 10, it will be f of 10. If I put f of Shadi, it will be f integral from 1 to Shadi, it will be f of Shadi, and so on. So if you change this variable, the function here will be changed to the same variable. So from 1 to 10, it is f of 10 minus from 1 to 2, it is f of 2. So the answer will be f of 10 minus f of 2. The answer here is D. Did you get the idea?
No.
No. Why? What's the problem?
I didn't understand the question itself.
You didn't understand the question?
يعني مع اني قد حليت الدرس ذا شفت كم وورد ما فهمته من هذا الدرس من السؤال ما فهمته.
اوكي شوفوا يا شباب الانتجرال هنا 1 to 5 sine 2t to t. Do you have any problem with the substitution and how to write it in this form?
Yes.
No, it's clear.
Do you have any problem how to write it using substitution like this? Or it's clear?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, it should be clear here. I didn't do anything, just I make this substitution. So it should be clear. Now from here, I say that the integral from 2 to 10, this part, it will equal the whole integral from 1 to 10 minus the small part here. Is that clear? So this is equal here, again, this is equal the integral from 1 to 10 of sine u over u du minus the integral from 1 to 2 of du of sine u du. طبعا note that يا شباب انه u is dummy variable. What I mean by dummy variable, يعني you can change it to x, t, whatever. You can write it t as a question. Now the question said that the integral from 1 to any variable x, it will be f of x for the same function. طيب I have the same function يا صديقي. I have the same function from 1 to 10 for sine u tu. This is f capital of x, and x is 10 in this case. Minus 1 to 2, it is f of 2. خلاص. This is the question.
معلش دكتور.
Yes.
This integral that from 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be from يعني 2 down 1 up so it can cancel it become 2 to 10 like the original
in this
one?
Case, yeah, I understand what you mean. You want to write from 1 to 10 plus 2 to something, right? But I switch it because I write minus here. So I switch it. So to understand the idea, just try to graph the diagram. Once you graph the diagram, you will understand that 1 to 10 equal, or 2 to 10 عفوا, 2 to 10 equal the whole thing minus the small part. Once you grab this one, it will be easy.
دكتور بس سؤال الانترفال من 1 to 5 ضربناه باثنين احنا عشان يصير 2 to 10.
Yeah, يعني the substitution, the reason of the substitution is this one, is that I have here 2t, but here I have just t. So I just want to change the variable from 2t to t. So because of that, I make the substitution. Now, when I make the substitution, the boundary changed from 1 to 5, it becomes from 2 to 10. But I evaluate the problem. I fix it, yeah.
Doctor?
Yes.
What did you get the number 1 this interval?
What is what?
The number 1. Where did you get it?
Yeah. From the question. From the question here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
From the question here. Also, يعني, if you think why 2 to 10 I write it as 1, because I have it in the question. So I have to switch to get 1 to compare. يعني, from 2 to 10 I have no information from 2 to 10 how to evaluate it. But I have from 1 to something, I know it's equal f of x. From 1 to x, it's equal f of x. So I try to write 2 to 10 as 1 to something. So I write it 1 to 10 minus 1 to 2. Just try to solve it another time. You will find it's easy. Okay, can I move to next one?
Okay.
Because we don't have enough time يعني. Okay. Now here شباب. Suppose that we have this function. طبعا don't be afraid about its form. I think inshallah it will be easy يعني طبعا this is old exam problem يعني. This is questions we already ask in the exam. We ask it in the exam before يعني. So this is old exam problem يعني. Okay. How to find the integral of all of these things? Not that I need to find يا شباب the integral from 1 to e for the whole function. But not that. I can simplify it to be 4 plus 5 tan of pi over 4 ln x to the power minus half. Now, x power minus 1, I put it down. This one minus 2, I put it down. So I can write it like this. I just rewrite the function. Is that clear?
Yes,
Is it clear? I write the same function, but this one I take it down. And when you have cosine, everything square, I can put square here. It is the same. Clear?
Doctor, we take tan to be u.
Just wait, Ahmed.
The
just
minus
wait.
half
just
isn't on the 4 also?
Yeah. No, this is for everything. Yes, you're right. And the power here for everything. The power here for everything. Yes. Now, you have to change your substitution, Ahmed, right? Because we forget that in power for everything. Because now the power for everything, see here what I will suppose the substitution u. I will say let u equal what? Equal 4 plus 5. What is t tan? This is tan. Tan of pi over 4 ln x. This is u. All of this is u. Type. What is the derivative? What is the derivative? Derivative 4 is 0. Derivative of 5 tan.
5 secant square.
Derivative of tan is secant square.
4 over pi x.
Pi over 4 ln x times derivative of the interior. And using chain rule. You derive tan. Now derive the
4x.
Pi over 4 times ln x is 1 over x. dx. Is that clear? Now, before I come back to the question and substitute it, let me change the boundary. The boundary, this is boundary of x. This is boundary of x, right? So if x equal 1, u will be what? Just substitute it here. Yalla. U will be ln 1, 0. Tan pi over 4, 0. Tan pi over 4. Tan 0, 0. Times 5, 0. So it will be 4. Exactly. طيب if x equal e يا شباب. That means this means إنه u will be ln e1 دقيقة ln e is 1 1 times pi over 4 pi over 4 tan pi over 4 is 1 times 5 plus 4 9. So excellent. Let me go back to my question. The question now becomes integral from 4 to 9 for the whole thing. I suppose it to be u to the power minus half. Okay, over x cosine square of pi over 4.
You should eliminate it, دكتور.
لا الكوساين سكوير هي مين يا شباب؟ It is secant square. Right? 1 over cosine square. It is secant square. dx. This is my question, right? Now note that إنه هذه اللي هي secant square of dx هذه already مين؟ هاي. This is the derivative. يعني see here يا شباب. You see this one here? 1 over x cosine square. الكوساين square هي secant square. It is the same as this one. صح؟ يعني here شوف ايش هعمل. Here I will simplify this one to b. الآن I don't have phi or pi over 4, so I will take 4 over 5 pi to the left hand side du, and it will be what? It will be du dx sorry over x down والsecant here cosine square of pi over 4 ln x. This one I have it in the question here. So all of this one becomes du multiplied by this constant. صحيح? So this one, all of it becomes what? Becomes 5 over 4 by du. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
دكتور 4 over 5.
Yeah, 4 over 5. ايش كتبت انا؟ Yeah, I كتبت 5 over 4. Okay, 4 over 5 by. Now 4 over 5 by, take it out. And the integral of u to the power half, it is u half over half from 4 to 9. And this is equal, take 2 outside, so it will be 8 over 5 pi. I take the half reciprocal. So root 9 minus root 4. So it is 8 over 5 pi times 3 minus 2, which is 1. So the answer will be 8 over 5 pi. This is the answer. 8 over 5 pi. This is the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, clear.
Yes, clear.
Yeah, it should be clear يعني. صح, so, it's long, but don't يعني no والله this is easy easy substitution. Easy substitution يعني. It is long, yes, but it's easy one.
دكتور.
Yes.
Why did you choose u to be 4 plus?
Because there is power for the whole thing. There is power for everything. I cannot choose part of it. It's better to choose all of it. All of it here, because there is power for everything up. So all of this one inside the root, inside the negative root.
And
yeah,
why
not all of it
down?
Sorry?
Why not, for example, the one down? That was my question.
Because
why exactly?
Derivative of tan is secant square. Now, if you think about the question very well, if I derive tan, it will be secant square. I don't have secant square. No, you have secant square because you have cosine to the power minus 2. You will take it down, so it is cosine square. 1 over cosine square is secant square. So I think about something, its derivative is already here. So it's substitution. It's clear.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yes.
I have a u power minus half.
Yeah. Let u equal what?
U minus power.
This one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How come it's?
What's the integral? What's the integral of u to the power minus half? You take minus half plus 1 over minus half plus 1. It's integral.
Yep.
Yeah. You forget it?
Yeah, I see it minus and I see it plus. Okay.
No, it's not like that. Okay. What about this one, يا شباب? See here. It is a small tricky idea. Well, not that tricky, but it is good one. Here, شوفوا إيش هعمل. I will suppose that I will say that let u equal 2 minus x. From here you see that إنه du equal what? Minus dx. Right? معي أنتوا شباب? All of you?
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Good. Now, طيب, I have problem. Okay, I write, see how I will think. I write this one as u, so it is root u. Good. What about this one here and that one here? Okay, x. Note that, شباب, from u equal 2 minus x, you see that إنه if I solve it for x will be what? 2 minus u. Good. إذا هذا البارت خلصته كتبته in term of u, and this one I write in term of u. I left with this one. طيب. From x here, if I add 1 to both sides, you will get that x plus 1 equal 2 minus u plus 1, which is equal what? إنه x plus 1 will be 3 minus u. Did you get what I'm doing? I suppose this is u, and I transfer this one to u and this one to u. So the question becomes what now? The question becomes بكل بساطة, it is that u will be 2 minus u, and x plus 1, I found it already here. It is 3 minus u, and this root is root u. And don't forget du with minus outside, because du equal minus dx. Is that clear? Is that
Yes.
clear?
Yes.
Now open brackets. If you open brackets now for everything, the brackets will be what? The brackets will be, 2 times 3, 6, minus 3u minus 2u is minus 5u, plus u square, all of this one multiplied by u to power half, du. And this one here will be minus integral of 6u power half minus 5u power 1 times u power half. It will be u power 3 over 2 plus u power 5 over 2 du. خلاص, now it's normal integral. The integral now will be minus integral of u to power half. It will be u to the power 3 over 2 divided 3 over 2 or 2 over 3. So it will be what? It will be what? 6 times 3, يعني 6 times 2 over 3. So it will be 4, right? It will be 4 with minus 4, like that. Minus and minus plus u to the power 3 over 2 here, 3 over 2. It will be 3 to the power 5 over 2 over 2 over 5 times 5. It will be 2. Good. Now, minus plus minus, u to the power 5 over 2, it is plus 1, 7 over 2. And you take reciprocal 2 over 7 with minus 2 over 7 here. 2 over 7. No, note that this is indefinite integral, so you put plus c. Now substitute back the value of u, which is what I suppose u, it is 2 minus x, right? And put the highest power firstly. You will get minus 2 over 7. 2 minus x power 7 over 2. Then take power 5 over 2 plus 2. Substitute back the value of u. 5 over 2 minus 4, 2 minus x power 3 over 2 plus c. And this is the answer. Is it A, B, C, D, or what? 2 over 7, 2 minus x power 7, 2 plus not A, because this is should be 4.
E.
Is it E?
Yes.
Is it E?
No, C.
No.
Not E. It is C. Not C. Is there any mistake? Minus 2, minus 4. Which one here?
It's A.
Okay, minus 2, minus 2, 3.
It's
Is
A,
it A?
Victor.
Yeah, A. Yeah, it's A. It's A. It is A. It is A. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's long question, but يعني technical يعني. Technical. It's technical question. Okay, now we will move to talk about some area question اللي هو I think from last part there is some area question, huh? Okay, how to find the area enclosed by the regions or the curves 5 absolute value of x and minus root of this one. First thing, always in the area question, try to graph. So let's graph 5 absolute value of x. It's clear that its graph will be something like this, right? This is 5 absolute value of x. Red one is 5 absolute value of x. Now, the other one, اللي هي, this is unit circle, but lower semicircle, right? Because it's minus the root. So it is something like this, lower semicircle. So you need to find the integral from -1 to 1. From -1 to 1. So where is the region? The region is here. This is the region, يا شباب. This one. This is the region, right? معي يا شباب? All of you?
Yes. So
Yes,
you can
Right. Before we find the region, let me find the points. Because this is unit circle, so this is 1, 0, and this is -1, 0. Be careful, شباب. ركزوا معي. Now, this one here, this point, is 5 absolute value with 1, so it is 1 with 5. And this one here, -1 with 5. Is it clear the cut points? Now, the curve itself, طبعا this is, يعني, if you take it, x is positive, it's 5x, and this is -5x. And that curve below it is minus root of 1 minus x squared. Okay, see here, يا شباب. I will split this one to be 3 areas. A1, A2, and this is A3. Okay. Now, no need to write this one as integral plus integral plus integral and split it. Just you need the area between these two triangles, between these two curves. And these two curves is represented as triangle, triangle, and semicircle. So just change it to be some known angle. What is the area of the triangle? يلا, A1 is what? What is the area of the triangle? Half the base, and the base is 1. Well, height is 5. So half times 1 times the height is what? 5
but
over
we
2.
multiply it by 2 because we have two triangle.
Two identical triangle, exactly. Yani A2 same as A1. So it will be blah 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 blah. It will be at the end 5 over 2.
5 multiplied by 1.
Did you see if you understand the idea? It will be piece of cake. See A3, it will be semicircle, half semicircle. So it will be half pi r square. And what is the radius is 1. So it will be pi over 2. Is that clear?
We are taking the absolute values of the integrals to be an area.
Yeah, an area, you deal with it as half, يعني, if you deal with this as integral, it will be the integral from -1 to 1 for this function, اللي هو down. At the end, the answer will be negative. It will be negative pi over 2. But because I'm talking about area, I will take the absolute value. Exactly. So it will be pi over 2. Now, what is the final answer? The total area will be A1 plus A2 plus A3, which is equal what? 5 over 2 plus 5 plus pi over 2. 5 plus pi over 2. So it is B. It is B. طبعا, if you don't think about the question like this one, you will write it as integral. طبعا, when I send you the solution, I will try to write the solution in terms of integral, but at the end, I will change it to be area. So you try to write it as integral from maybe 0 to 1, up minus down. In this case, no need to do this. Maybe another example, like next example here, I will deal with it as integral. But for this case here, no need. It is just triangles and semicircle. So just be careful, شباب, here, huh? Just think about it. يعني, read the question carefully, and when you graph it, just يعني, spend 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 seconds in thinking about how to start. Yes.
Doctor, should we in area 3 subtract, put minus, because it is under the x-axis, the negative part?
Is غالي, this is area, so I will take the absolute value. So at the end, it will be positive, right? Yeah, this is area. This is area.
Okay, forgot that.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes, please.
How do we handle the absolute value? When I write it
it's 5 minus 5. So I couldn't get the value of
the absolute value for each part. Yani if you deal with it as integral, so it will be integral in the first region from -1 to 0 for the absolute value of the function. Then plus the second area absolute value. So the absolute value will be for each area separately. Yani. Clear? So for each part you take absolute value, not absolute value for everything. No, for each part. So it will be, if you split it, -1 to 0, for example, absolute value of this one, plus 0 to 1, absolute value of this one, and so on. So the absolute value will be for each term, for each part. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I think this is the last question because the other question is just repeated, and I will see it's just repeated idea, and I will send the solution with this one. For this one, I will send the solution. But the most important thing is this one area, because this is again using maybe substitution or trigonometric identity. This one again in 5.1. This one I think 5.1 also. So it's repeated ideas. So the last important example is this one. But I will send the solution for the other question also. Huh? Yeah, I will send everything as well. Yeah, don't worry. The full solution.
Can teacher send it with very small details?
With every single details. Don't worry. I will send it in very details way.
Because a lot of things here I didn't understand it.
Yeah, but when you revise it, I think it will be easy for you because when you see all the details. So don't worry. I will send the details inshallah. Okay. Now here is Shabab. In question 12. And let us consider this one to be the last example. I need to find the area between the region enclosed by this curve. This is the first curve here, x squared minus 4, and the other curve is this one, minus 2x plus 4, and the third curve is y equal minus 4. One of the most important thing when you find the area, is just to graph and find exactly where is the needed area. Let's graph these functions. Let us graph these functions, okay? Okay, here, x squared minus 4. How to graph it? It is just the parabola shifted down 4 units. So it will be something like this, right? Is that clear?
Yes.
Clear.
So parabola shifted down. It will be something like this. Where is it? Something like this. Good. The red one is just y equal x squared minus 4. Time. Let me change the color. What is the curve? Y equal minus 2x plus 4. This is line. How to graph the line? You just take 2 points, and the easiest 2 points is the x-intercept and the y-intercept. By the way, these 2 points is what? Because in this parabola, this is 2, 0 minus 2, 0. Let y equal 0 here. You will find the x-intercept. Now, for this line, let me suppose that y equals 0. If y equals 0, you solve it for x, it will be minus 4 over minus 2, 2. So it will be here, again, good. And the y-intercept, let x equal 0, it will be 0, 4. 0, 4. So the line will be something like this. And this line here is y equal minus 2x plus 4. The third part is just y equal minus 4. What is y equal minus 4? It is here. It is here. Y equal minus 4. Where is the region enclosed by these 3 curves? It will be this one here.
Teacher, isn't it a little bit lower?
It's actually right on the parabola since it's shifted down by 4.
Okay. I got what you mean. If you wanted to in more details, that means because did you understand what Shabab said? He said that because this parabola, its vertex will be at 0 minus 4, so the line should be, yeah, you are right. So it will be somewhere here. Okay. Now this point here, it will be what? It will be what here, Shabab? This point. Y equal 4 for sure, minus 4. And if y equal minus 4, you equal it with the line. So it will be minus 2x plus 4. So it will be minus 8 over minus 2. It will be 4. 4 with minus 4. This point is 4 with minus 4. Now, let me ask you something. If I want to find the area here in terms of x-axis, you have to split the area into two parts. لازم تنقسم here. Why? Because in this region, in the first region here, the parabola above y equal minus 4, and in the second region, the line above the the horizontal line. Again, if I want to using x-intercept in the first region, this parabola above this line. So I have to do it as integral, and the other integral will be the red line above the green line. So you will deal with it as two different areas. But if I deal with this one as an area in terms of y, so in terms of y, the area will be what? In y-axis, the boundary for y, it will be between what and what? Between minus 4 to 0, right? Okay. Now, if you want to find the area between two curves in terms of y, take the right minus the left. What is the curve in the right? It is the line, the red line. But solve it for y, or solve it for x. It will be x equal, if you solve this one in terms of x, it will be 4 minus y divided 2. If you solve it for x. And the parabola here, if you solve it for x, you will get that, this is x equal root of y plus 4. Right? I just tried the same thing in terms of y. So the region equal r, the function in the right, yani xr in the right, minus the function in terms of x in the left, dy. This is the region. So it will be integral from minus 4 to 0. The function on the right is 4 over 2. And if you simplify this one, it will be what? 2 minus half y. 2. Sorry, let me erase it. 2 minus half y, which is equal here 2 minus half y minus the other curve is root of what? Y plus 4 dy. Now we need to find the area of this function. If you integrate this one, it will be 2y minus half y square. The integral of the root, it will be, if you suppose that inside the root it is u, it will be 2u to the power half. And this integral will be u to the power 3 over 3 over 2. So it will be 2 over 3 y plus 4 to the power 3 over 2. And here you have to substitute it from minus 4 to 0.
Doctor, I think
yes.
the second term.
I think it's 1 over 4.
Yeah, 1 over 4, yes, sure. Because y square over 2 and half, it will be 1 over 4, exactly. So if you substitute 0, 0, 0, 0, so that one will be 0 here. This is 0, 0. And that one 0 plus 4. 4 to the power 3 over 4, it will be 8 times minus 2. It will be minus 2 over 3 times 8. If I substitute 0 here, it will give you 8. Minus, substitution of minus 4 will give you minus 8, 16 over this one will be, okay, so minus 8 minus 4, and this is 0. So the solution will be minus 16 over 3 plus 12, and this is equal minus 16 plus 36 over 3, and this is give you 20 over 3. So do we have 20 over 3? Yes, it is A. It is A. So is it clear? Again, but let me just explain one thing. Why I don't solve it in terms of x? Because if you want to solve it in terms of x, at this point here, the region will be split into two regions. Because the first part here, see here, the first part, you have parabola above the line. In the second part, you have the line above another line. So here in the first area, you have parabola above the line, but in the second area, line above line. So because the function is different, so you need to integrate it from 0 to this point here. Let me call it x1, 0 to x1, then x1 to 0.4. So it will be two integrals. It will be more difficult. So no, I can solve in terms of y using one integral.
If you take the other
Doctor,
way,
I think
solve it by the other way, and I take less than 2 minutes.
You solving in terms of x and
but I change something.
No worry. شوف في المحصلة you have to get 20/3. But
yes, I got 20/3. I take the first one to be I take the y.
Hello. I couldn't hear you, Ahmed.
Yes, I take y equal x squared minus 4 minus 4. So it will be x squared.
Minus 4. So plus 4. It will be x squared exactly. Okay. Yeah, maybe because of these two functions.
The other one will be triangle of 4 and 2. So 2 multiplied by 4 will equal to 4. So 4
this
plus
is method 1. Method 2. Method 2 will be area equal integral from 0 to 2. The upper function is x squared minus 4 minus minus 2 minus 4. So plus 4. يعني الأبر minus اللور اللي هو minus 4 dx. This is the first integral, which is just integral from 0 to 2 for x squared. Because of that, Ahmed said it's easy. And the second integral, it will be integral from 2 to 4 of the upper اللي هو line اللي هو x minus 2x, which is minus 2x plus 4 minus minus 4. يعني لأنها صدفة in both questions there is 4 positive and negative, so it will be 0. And that one will be from 2 to 4. Yeah, in this case, the x-axis will be easier. It is a special case because I have 4 here and 4 here. It will be simplified in both cases.
Minus 2x plus 8.
Exactly. And at the end, يا شباب, at the end, yeah, plus 8. At the end, you have, if you complete this one, you should get 20/3. Same thing. Yeah, this is everything for the first part of our revision. Note that, شباب, on Saturday, inshallah, on the same time, Saturday, I will give you revision for the other part, for the second part, اللي هو 6.2 up to 7.3. And that is also very important because it's including the volumes and many important things. First 3 sections of integration by parts and all of these things. These 3 questions, as I said, it's a repeated idea, but I will fill the full details solution to you, inshallah, on the team, and I will send it to Abdullah. Abdullah Qahtani, are you here?
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
Sorry for late, we take extra 7 minutes. So just continue with the student if you want to say something.
Okay. كل الشكر للدكتور شادي على تقديمنا الحصة الأولى. كما نشكركم على الحضور، وإن شاء الله كانت حصة مثرية وعادت بالفائدة على الجميع.